I'm sure all of you have heard about the conflicts going on in Ukraine right now, as Russia has invaded their neighbor country. As a result of these ongoing conflicts, the Haas F1 team is rumored to drop their title sponsor Ural, as the company, owned by Dmitry Mazepin, is heavily linked and co-owned by the Russian government. These ties pretty much mean Putin has nationalized the company along with more companies in Russia. These companies enjoy a lot of preferred treatment and general backing by the Russian government, leading to them being the market leaders in the country and the owners being incredibly rich as a result of it. So the reason Dmitry Mazepin is that rich is because of backing from the Russian government or the Kremlin, who are the reason there's this conflict in Ukraine right now. Haas F1 obviously don't want to have ties with those organizations, and that's the reason they are probably gonna drop Ural. This would mean Haas will lose another title sponsor, one which this time brings in $20 million a year, and that's a lot for the backmarker team. At the moment of recording, Haas has run with a full white livery at the third test day in Barcelona, as the stickers of Ural have both been removed from the car and from the team trucks, and the name Ural has already been removed from the social media accounts and from the sponsor part on Haas F1's website. We haven't seen a statement on anything by the team, which is understandable, as long as you do not have to say anything in these type of situations, the better it probably is for sponsor relations. And Gunther Steiner was also not allowed to be in the press conference on day 2 of testing, which was a result of Ural prohibiting him. Regarding Haas will drop Ural, they will need new backing, so who will be up to provide this? Gunther Steiner has already told the media Haas can survive without the Ural back, but on the longer term they will need a new title sponsor. Andretti Motorsport are looking to enter F1 anyway, so maybe this is the perfect opportunity for them, although they apparently want to create their own team entry by 2024, so I don't think that'll happen. If Haas can really not survive without, I think the FOM and FIA will back the Haas team as they are searching for new sponsors. Haas have been struggling on different levels over the past years already. For example, they had the entire Rich Energy saga to deal with, and they haven't had very optimal driver lineups, as Magnussen and Grosjean weren't the best mates over the years in F1, you can say. They've been replaced by Mick Schumacher, who came with backing from Germany, and Nikita Mazepin, who will probably be out of the team if his sponsors will be dropped. This actually depends on the contracts between Ural and Haas. I would say if Ural has already paid the full season fee, the odds on Nikita staying will be higher. I would say the chances of him staying in F1 are like 40%. Who will replace him in the case he won't finish the season though? I don't think we'll see Pietro Fittipaldi being put in the Haas for the entire year, although he probably will do the final preseason testing if no other driver has signed with Haas yet. Regarding what other driver may come to the team, probably the first driver who jumps to your mind is Oscar Piastri. Of course, it would be incredible to see this happening, as it's the perfect opportunity for the young Aussie. The main problems with this option are the fact Oscar doesn't have a lot of experience in F1, although that may be less of a problem with the new generation of cars, and his backing, which is the reason he's the reserve driver of Alpine this year and doesn't have a race seat. I would say the odds on him being Schumacher's teammate this year if Mazepin leaves are around 50%. Another possibility would be Oscar's last year's teammate Robert Schwartzman. However, the Russian's main backing is SMP Racing, which has the same ties to the Kremlin as Ural, so that won't be any improvement and there's no chance of that happening. Then let's look at some more experienced drivers. I think the drivers who are most likely to have a chance at this or are interested in this are Antonio Giovinazzi, Nico Hülkenberg, Daniil Kvyat and Robert Kubica, as only Antonio and Daniil have full-time race seats, Kvyat in LMP2 for only 6 weekends a year and Antonio in Formula E. I would say the chance for both Hülkenberg and Kvyat is the same, as they both don't have huge backing and they have Formula 1 experience, but they haven't driven in F1 in a few years. I would say the odds on one of them getting the seat are 20%. Then we have Robert Kubica, who has quite some backing and experience in F1. He drove for the entirety of 2019 with Williams and drove 2 weekends in 2021 for Alfa Romeo, as he's currently Alfa Romeo's 3rd driver, and drove on the first day of preseason testing in the morning session as well. I think he would be a good option for Haas, but he's contracted to Alfa Romeo, so it will be difficult to get him out of that contract, only for him to go and drive with their closest rival of last year. I would say the odds of that happening are 20%. And at last we have Antonio Giovinazzi, who was dropped from Sauber after 3 years of, well, Nothing really. He just didn't really perform that outstandingly good and was your usual boring backmarker. I think the odds on the part-time Ferrari reserve driver getting the seat are 10%. I also put out a poll on Twitter, and at the moment of editing, these are the stats of that poll. We will see how all this evolves over the coming days or weeks. Do you think Mazepin will be dropped, and if he will be dropped, who will replace him? Or do you think he will remain in the race seat? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will hopefully see all of you in another video in the future. Bye bye.
Drop it.